Yes, before we start the video, I want to shout out Chico for always posting these leaks, for posting these videos. He's one of my good friends, and I really appreciate it. One thing I haven't covered was the passive Miraidon engine. When a Pokemon with this ability hits a Pokemon from the opposing team with a move, it creates an electric terrain. The Pokemon can consume a portion of its collected ice energy to expand the area of electricity terrain it creates. If the Pokemon with this ability or its allies are with the electricity terrain, they attack the additional damage, and they cannot be put to sleep. Electricity terrain strengthens ally team goal and weakens opposing team goals. The ability goes on the cooldown after a trigger. So you can counter Wigglytuff's sleep with the electric terrain. You can give your teammates a strength ability, like a hidden boost, but you can also weaken their goal zone and strengthen your own goal zone. I mean, like, Miraidon looks really, really broken. It's gonna be the first time we're going to see Miraidon in gameplay. I'm pretty excited. So here's Thunder Shock and Thunder Wave. Thunder Shock looks pretty interesting. It's like a ability that can hit multiple targets. Joint of electricity in the destined direction, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon it hits. So it's pretty standard. As the user discharge electricity at the destined duration, dealing damage and leaving them paralyzed. I'm not sure what paralyzed is like. What paralyzed is as an effect. Electro Drive and Charging Beam. Charging Beam is like a charge ability. You charge it and then you release it. I think it's pretty cool to see that Miraidon has a bit more abilities where he needs to aim stuff, rather than having Mewtwo, which was pretty boring. So Charge Beam, also another ability to aim. I'm looking to see like how many abilities he needs to aim in that gameplay, because I'm excited to see if Miraidon is actually a Pokemon that requires a little bit of skill. Thunder has a 9.5 second cooldown, has the user summon a cloud in the skies above that drops wicked thunderbolts. The summoned cloud moves slowly towards the nearest opponent Pokemon, dropping thunderbolts whenever a set amount of time passes. The thunderbolt deals damage, applies a slowing effect to the opposing Pokemon that hits. So another ability that you need to aim, but also applies slowing effect. Pokemon it doesn't really stun, but deals damage. Reminds me a little bit of ultimate from League of Legends, which is pretty funny. Dealing damage, slowing the enemies, and following it. A bit like a fire spin kind of ability that hits the enemy like multiple times. The Unite move is like a Dracula Meteor that you aim and you hold it and you just release a lot of Dracula Meteor. It's really interesting, like in competitive thinking, like when you use this Unite move and a lot of enemies are stacked, you can hit multiple ultimates at a single time. For example, you can put the Thunder, then you can use Unite move and it's gonna be really strong. We are having a look at Electro Drive. Electro Drive looks also pretty funny. You can use it 2 times. Similar to like Rollout Wiggly. It's really fast, and when you use it once or twice, you can activate it again. It looks insane. And Electro Drive looks pretty fun. So you can use it once as a dash. You paralyze the enemy or something, and then you can use it again. I guess like you need to have 2 Electro Drives to use the third Electro Drive. And when you use it once, you couldn't be activated. Parabolic Charge is a 7.6 second cooldown. As the user float the area around it with electricity, dealing damage and applying a slowing effect to the Pokemon it hits. If this move hits opposing Pokemon, the user recovers HP. It also recovers one shot use of either Charge Beam or Electro Drift. The more opposing Pokemon the move hits, the more HP the user recovers. So when you use Parabolic Charge, you can technically get a lot of Electro Drift or another ability, which is pretty fun. Because when you use Electro Drift and you don't have 2, when you use Parabolic Charge and hit the enemy, you can use it again to activate the hidden Electro Drift ability. Having a look, using Electro Drift, then using Parabolic Charge, I believe, having another Electro Drift again, and then being able to release the red Electro Drift. Yeah, honestly, like Parabolic Charge might be, I think, good thing with Electro Drift. It's pretty fast in general, deals a lot of damage, has a lot of aiming abilities, and well, it looks really fun. I mean, like, EX Pokemons are kind of banned in the competitive scene. I believe EX Pokemons won't be allowed in Unite, competitively thinking, but it will be really fun, like solo queue ladder in general. I'm curious to see like how draft will affect Miraidon, because technically when Miraidon comes out, draft will come out as well, right? 27th of February. And then technically you can ban Miraidon away like 90% of the time. So it's gonna be hard for you to actually play the Pokemon. So I'm curious to see like how the game is going to develop in the future with Miraidon coming out and now like Phalanx coming out, which we will cover in the next video.